So let's talk about gray tanks, because let me tell you, we have been doing this for over 30 years professionally, and there is a lot of confusion in this area. I'm going to take my time to walk you through this, and I hope that by the end of this explanation, you'll have a better understanding of how gray tanks work. Your gray tanks are where your kitchen sink, your shower, and all of your sinks, including your dishwasher if you have one, and in most cases the washing machine, all empty into. Okay, so pretty much all of the water in the RV that is not from the toilet is going to go into either a gray tank or a galley tank, which is the same thing, it's just a different term for it. All of your gray water, not your toilet water, goes in the gray tank. And let me walk you through the gray tank, because this is where things get confusing. It's very, very simple. The gray tank looks just like your black tank. It's exactly the same. It's got the lips that hold it on the chassis. Your sinks and your showers all come in at this point. The water runs down this bottom here and it exits here. Okay, it's literally the same as a black tank. Now, if you remember when we were talking about the black tank, we talked about how the black tank needs to stay closed all the time because you need water to stay in solution so that your poop and paper doesn't pile up at the bottom underneath the toilet while the liquid is running out and create a pyramid plug, right? If you leave the valve open, the liquid trickles out, the waste falls down, the poop and paper form a pyramid and they close off the tank. All makes logical sense, right? That's why your black tank valve stays closed. But here's the deal. Most RVers have been told you have to keep your gray tank valve closed. If you leave your gray tank valve closed and the liquids trickle out, what solids are going down that line? Maybe a little bit of food bits from your kitchen sink? Maybe a little bit of lotion and body oils from when you took a shower? Maybe a little bit of hair from your shower? But the reality is, with your black tank, you have lots of volume of poop and paper to create a pyramid plug. In your gray tank, there are no solids like that going down. So if you leave your gray tank valve open, the liquid is just gonna flow down the bottom and right out of the drain line. Now, obviously, if you're boondocking, dry camping, it's illegal to keep your gray tank valve open, so it always stays closed. But when you're on hookups, it is very, very simple. You can leave your gray tank valve open, and the only thing you have to do is make sure that outside at your discharge line, you put a PTrap in that line. And we'll talk about that PTrap here in a second, but just know this, here's the point of the PTrap. The sewer gas coming from the RV park, you do not want it to back up inside your RV. So if you put a PTrap in the sewer line, it creates a water barrier so that the sewer gas can't back up into the RV. And here's the reason why it's so valuable to leave the gray tank open. First and foremost, you have no limits, right? I remember when I was a full-time RVer, literally the first day we took our RV out, we were having a bunch of people, we were at a campsite, we were having bonfire and food, we were having a great time. And next thing you know, we're sitting outside and we see water coming out of our RV. What the heck happened? Well, I can tell you what happened. Because we had our gray tank valve closed, between people washing dishes, between people washing their hands, we overflowed our gray tank and it literally flooded our entire RV. Had we kept our gray tank valve open, we could have used it endlessly and that water would have just flowed right out into the sewer. Again, no solids to get backed up there. So not only if you leave your gray tank valve open, can you have endlessly long showers, as long as your water heater will stay up with it. You can wash dishes, you can use the showers, the sink. There's no limit to it without overflowing. For people who do have a washing machine and dishwasher, you have to be very cautious to not overflow your gray tank. If you leave the valve open, you can use it all. There's no limit to it. There's no chance for backup. But here's the most important thing if you ask me. Ask any RVer who's been doing this for a long time and you'll quickly hear them say that the gray tank smells worse than the black tank. And what's that all about? Well, the black tank, sure, it has poop and paper in it, but it also has treatments that are cleaning regularly. Let me explain how the gray tank starts to stink. When your valve is closed and you have primarily oils going down into that line, and keep in mind, oils aren't just food from, say, bacon grease, but lotions, toothpaste, shampoo, body oil, all of those things going inside that gray tank are oils. If your valve is closed, the liquid starts to fill up inside the tank. As the liquid fills up, it starts to distribute that grease all over the tank walls. Once that grease starts to dry up, it starts to stink. And once you have grease built up all inside the RV's gray tank, you're gonna have a stinky shower situation that smells worse than your black tank. By leaving the gray tank valve open, you are no longer capturing water to get grease built up on the walls of your tank. So now you have no grease buildup on the walls, which means you have no smells, and it means your sensors keep working properly because you're not covering them in grease. So the only area that's going to get grease on it is the floor in this scenario. Because as the water comes in, it's gonna hit the floor, it's gonna run out, and it's gonna empty. But you might get a little bit of grease buildup here. This is super simple, because here's the thing I hear from people all the time. Well, if I keep my gray tank valve open, how do I dump my black tank and then have gray water to rinse my hose? Simple. All you have to do is deep clean your gray tank. Let me tell you how that works. Let's say you're out camping for a week, right? You're gonna head home on Saturday. Very simple. You know you have to dump your black tank on Saturday because you're heading home. So what you're going to do is the night before on Friday, before you go to bed, you're going to follow a very simple process. All you're going to do is you're going to turn on your kitchen sink, and you're going to run your kitchen sink until your gray tank is roughly half full. You can kind of guess if you want to. You can even come over and you can watch your sensors. Just kind of keep checking on them until you see that it gets to about a halfway point. Once it's at half full, you're going to turn off your sink. Then you're going to take your good old Dawn Ultra. And we're going to talk about Dawn Ultra here in a second, but you're going to take your Dawn Ultra. I like to get the big one from Costco or Sam's Club because it's cheap. And you're going to just glug about 8, 10, 12, 14 ounces down your drain. Then you're going to turn your sink back on. And you're going to now fill the tank the rest of the way. And you'll know it's full because you'll start to see foam backing up from the drain itself. Once you see the foam coming up, now you know your tank is full and you got lots of good Dawn inside there. Here's the thing. Dawn is heavier than water. You're gonna head to bed now. And while you sleep, that Dawn is going to slowly work its way down until it hits that floor, and it's going to coat that whole floor and clean all that grease off the floor. So now in the morning when you wake up, you dump your black tank. Now when you dump your gray tank, you don't have just normal gray water. You have nice soapy gray water to rinse your hose out afterwards. You still dumped your black tank. You still dumped rinsed your hose with your gray water, but you rinsed it with soapy clean water. You cleaned up all the grease was across the bottom. Your sensors are still reading properly because you were never coating them with grease, and you have no tank odors whatsoever. So in this process, it's very simple. You're keeping all of the smells, the sensors, everything is in good order in your gray tank. You're still deep cleaning it regularly, and you have water to clean your black tank hose. There's literally no reason why you wouldn't keep your gray tank valve open. Now, let's take a break from the video for a second here to talk about this little guy. This booklet is gonna be your best friend. Inside this book, we cover everything. We talk about black tanks, gray tanks, how to use your valves, how to use water, how often to dump your tanks, how to prevent clogs, how to diagnose clogs. Literally, if you have anything wastewater or freshwater related to your RV, it's in this book. So, how do you get one of these? Pretty easy. If you place an order from our website, it will have one. Many RV dealerships around the country have these for free. You can pick one up. Or, right down there in the description, we have a link where you can download a PDF version of it. I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing is a lifesaver. Keep it in the RV. It's got all kinds of QR codes you can scan that take you to videos that cover all of these things. Seriously, this is literally all you need right here. So, sure, this video is fantastic. You're gonna learn a lot here. You might forget some of it. This is a nice thing just to keep in the RV as you're driving around because you don't always have internet everywhere you go. So, grab one of these things and trust me, it's gonna help you out. Back to the video. Now, I will tell you, some of the other common things we hear, people are worried about snakes and rodents. I can tell you, it's unfounded. We have asked people for years and years and years to tell us a story about a time that a snake got up into their gray tank or a rodent got up into their gray tank because they left the valve open. It seems like somebody knows somebody who knew somebody whose brother knew somebody's cousin and they had it happen. But it's never ever happened to the person that we're talking to. So, has it ever happened? Maybe. but it's so unlikely that it's not even worth worrying about. Another thing we've heard is people talk about sewers backing up from the campground into the RV. Let me tell you right now, this is so rare. It's literally less than 1 in a million chance this is gonna happen. So could it happen? Yes. Is it likely it's gonna happen? Absolutely no. Don't let that dissuade you. The one thing that I would say that would be a reason to keep the gray tank valve closed if you're at a campground is sewer flies. Although sewer flies aren't the end of the world, they're not that much fun to deal with. So if you get to a campsite and you take the cap off the sewer and you can see dead flies inside there, or you can see sewer flies that are flying up and out of there, that's a campground where you're gonna wanna keep that valve closed. It's just not worth bringing them into your gray tank where they can lay eggs and then have babies and then you deal with that. So if you see sewer flies, that's the one campground we say leave your valve closed. Outside of that, we highly encourage you to keep your gray tank valve open. And before we wrap up this, I do want to talk about a few practices for your gray tank, okay? Do know, if you want to come over here and take a look, inside the gray tank here, we have some strainers. In an RV, there is no garbage disposal because, as I mentioned before, you do not want solids going into your gray tank. Put strainers inside here so that when you're washing your dishes, food particles and solids are not going down the drain. We tell people always scrape your plates, make sure all the food's off before you wash, make sure you keep strainers inside there. We have them in the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, and the shower. You're just trying to keep solids from going down there in general. This is a big one, okay guys? I make holding tank treatments. That's what we do. We sell holding tank treatments. It would be in my best interest to get you to buy our product and use it in your gray tank. But let me be honest with you. In our bottle, we have instructions for how to use it in the gray tank. They're very small and they're very nondescript on purpose, and here's why. The only reason we put these on there is because so many people say, well, how do I use it in the gray tank? And we had to put something on there because we had people asking it, but I'm gonna tell you how you use this in the gray tank. You don't use it in the gray tank. Would I love to sell you products? Absolutely. But here is the honest truth. There is no better gray tank treatment on the market than Dawn Ultra. And trust me, we have videos, you can watch them. We've tested all the products, including our own. There is no product on the market that will clean a gray tank as well as Dawn. And not only will it clean better, it will cost a fraction of all of those other products. So hear me when I say, don't buy my product and don't buy anybody else's product, because all gray tank products will let you down compared to Dawn Ultra. What ends up happening with all the treatments that are on the market, they end up taking the grease that's across the bottom and the sides, and they will help break it down. Don't get me wrong, you could see tests and they will move grease, but what ends up happening is they just take the grease that's on the bottom and they just raise it to the top of the water line. So if your water line's halfway full, when you use a gray tank treatment, all you're gonna do is make a big bathtub ring of grease all the way around. If you use Dawn, Dawn literally takes all of that grease and it just breaks it down into teeny tiny particles, and none of it sticks on the walls and it all flows out. So do yourself a favor, the same way I told you not to spend money on worthless tank rinsers and reverse jet products, skip those tools. I'm gonna tell you right now, skip the gray tank treatment. It's a waste of money. Dawn Ultra will get you there much faster and for much, much less. Use your gray tanks, leave them open when you're at Hookups so you can have endlessly long showers and you can have parties like we did without overflowing. And then do the whole cleaning of the gray tank process the night before you dump your black tank and you're good to go. And I do want to mention that same whole process that I was talking about where we closed our gray tank on Friday night, did the whole deep clean. It's the same thing with boondocking. So when you're boondocking, you're out for the whole week, your gray tank valve is closed, you're keeping water inside there. Simple. You're heading home on Saturday, same story. Before you go to bed on Friday, put the Dawn in, fill the gray tank the rest of the way, and in the morning when you break camp to head home, now you drive to the dump station, you dump your black tank, same story. You got a nice soapy gray water inside your gray tank that's been cleaning overnight, and it's gonna help clean up any grease that may have gotten captured inside those walls and across the bottom. If you do this process each time you go boondocking, you can still keep your gray tank valve closed and have no sensor issues, no smell issues whatsoever. That Dawn will do the job for you. So that's the gray tank. We'll walk outside and I'll kind of show you how the PTrap gets set up there and kind of explain that just a little bit more. But hopefully that helps kind of demystify what's going on with the gray tank, and I hope that this video convinced you that if you're camping on Hookups, to leave that valve open and follow these simple processes. So let's head outside and we'll dump the gray tank and talk about P-traps. Well, I hope that video helped you, and as you probably know, this shorter video is part of a longer series where we talk about all the wastewater aspects in your RV. So head on over and watch the rest of that video if you're interested in learning more about your gray tanks, your freshwater tanks. But until then, thanks for watching. I'm Ricky from Unique Camping and Marine. Happy camping.